Welcome to another episode of AI Spotlight Show. We're live at Knowledge 2025, a yearly event organized by ServiceNow for its partners, customers, and users as well. And today we'll be featuring Gidr.ai, which is also known as Guided Intelligence. And who do we have today?
Hi, this is Chetan Gandhi. I'm the co-founder and chief product officer at Gidr.ai.
Thank you for joining this special episode of AI Spotlight Show, live here at Knowledge 2025. Can you tell us more about the product, from an AI perspective, as most of our audience are more interested about AI innovation? What kind of business problem can we solve with AI, or what AI solution do we have that can help to optimize their business? For that, let's get to know about Gidr.ai.
Sure. Gidr.ai is, we are an agentic voice AI platform.
Okay.
We have all the building blocks for an AI. We do ingestion of documents, and then we do LLM orchestration.
Okay.
A lot of those things are building blocks for us, but we are now focusing on, building a product for field service. So how do we make the life of a technician who's out in the field easy? So we built an voice AI where they can talk and get help that they want in real time.
Okay.
Some of the use cases would be like a safety checklist where they attend a job site and they want to make sure things are okay. Then you can have verbal verification, visual verification, or they could have diagnostic help that they need where I'm seeing this alarm, how do I fix it? And it's a very natural conversation in voice, but they can have it in AI. So they don't need a human being to interact with. They can do that on their phone with, Gidr.ai.
That really makes sense. When I was speaking to one of the representatives, we're chatting about it. And because I've worked in the utility industry before, I work with Pacific Gas and Electric Company. And I've also worked with UL Solution. If you know UL, UL help to certify products.
Yes.
Then they used to have a lot of field workers that go to the field to evaluate customer and client products before certifying them.
Yep.
Then I'm very conversant with that industry. Then I'm going to ask you more technical questions from a very use case perspective. Now,
happy to help, but yeah, you're absolutely right. That's one of the problem domain we are trying to solve with AI, particularly generative AI.
Yeah, that is amazing. Then my first question for you is, when you guys were training this model, were you able to did you consider the several field service companies in terms of what kind of service they provide, or what the field workers need to do in the field? I will give you, for instance, let's look at Pacific Gas and Electric Company, which is the biggest utility company here in California.
Yep.
In California, rather, we're in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So in Nevada. Then because I'm from San Francisco, now they have field workers that have to go to under the water. They have those that have to dig the ground. Now, when you guys were building this model or this AI capability, did you consider all of these, like PG&E, utility company, all of these companies, when you're building the AI solution? Because, from my own perspective, or someone who is the AI domain, you must make sure you train the AI with the right data, to be able to give them suggestion. Then if the field worker is relying on an AI technology based on the picture image that I provide to it, it must have an insight into what kind of tasks I need to perform.
So you're absolutely right. The evolution of generative AI the last few years has been phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
You have OpenAI, Google Gemini. They are building these very general purpose AI models that is doing a lot of great things.
Okay.
But where they've stopped is finding these very specific use cases, customizing for that domain.
Yes.
That's where Gidr comes in.
Okay.
We've spent decent amount of time with customers and partners to say, hey, what kind of problems are you? So if you're in the field, tell us, what's the problem? An example would be pipe corrosion.
Yeah.
right? So they are telling us that these are the types of issues we are facing. So we are then collaborating with them, not only with the knowledge that's there in their, say, service manuals and repair instructions, but the tribal knowledge that's there in people. They come and they collaborate with us, and they're customizing that through these prompts that are then fine-tuned for these models, right?
Okay.
So then it's a big difference in the quality of response that they see
Yeah.
compared to just asking, let's say, a chat GPT or a Google Gemini.
Yeah.
So that's where we are adding value. We're making it easy for us to capture the tribal knowledge, for them to see what kind of response, kind of learning from it, and then making it more, easy to use for these field technicians to interact with our solution, and then they get that answer. So good part about is customizing for the use case and working with the subject matter expert, in that domain.
That really makes sense. I think I'm curious how easy it is to get data from this organization. Like PG&E, they have a very restricted policy when it comes to sharing data, to external parties. Then how easy it is to, get those data? And my other follow-up question is, does your platform allow your prospective customers to be able to train their own custom data on your model, so that the AI they will be providing to the field workers or the field engineers will be able to understand, their business domain?
So security and privacy is a big key part of our platform.
Okay.
So we, as customers come on board, the data that they're uploading to our platform, we give them few options, right? One is upload to our cloud, or we can give them an instance of the data which retains in their premise and their answer, right? So they don't have to worry that, their data is going to get trickled and used by somebody else. So one important piece is our ability to provide a platform where they keep a copy of their data.
Okay.
The second one is, are we fine-tuning? So we provide them, early engagement is we work with them to just do basic prompt configuration, so that way they can validate that our solution is working. Correct.
Okay.
Once they've crossed that pilot phase, then they say, hey, we want to kind of fine tune these models for better accuracy, quality, and the cost. Because right now what's happening is we can reduce the cost if we fine tune it with customers' data.
Okay.
But to start the engagement directly, customers are a little bit not sure. So they validate the use case at a certain slightly higher cost point. But once they see the success, then they want us to work with and fine tuning it with their custom data where there's improvement in all these things.
That makes sense. But at this stage, does your platform allow the customer to be able to train on your platform, to train model on your platform, or that is done by you guys at the back end?
So right now it's a services engagement that they kind of work with us, and we fine tune and train with their data.
Okay.
So right now, that's the solution they're providing. Out of the box, they can upload their content or point to their content and fine-tune the, each agent, AI agents, the vision model or the voice model. They can configure it today from our platform directly.
Okay.
But once they've validated, then they can go deeper and engage with us as a services engagement, and we can fine-tune that with their data.
That really makes sense. And now let us assume like PG&E, which is an utility company, and they have a lot of PHI data. Now, does your platform help to encrypt those data? Now, I want to talk about how trust is your platform.
Yeah.
That is my question.
So the first thing that we did as we were building the platform, there's a configuration option where it says, PII anonymization is inbuilt. So there's like a simple toggle. We say, hey, we create a tenant or an organization for you in a platform, and you can just say, I want all my data to be PII anonymized.
Okay.
From there onwards, we are, scrubbing off any personal, any information that sounds, and they can control what kind of information we want to kind of anonymize.
Okay.
So that's part of our platform. Very early on, we've incorporated that.
Yeah, That is good to know. I know you're in a hurry. My last question would be, what are some of the customer success stories that you guys are getting since this product has been launched?
I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
Customer success stories.
Correct. What are the
Yeah.
customer success stories?
Yeah.
So again, safety is another one. Diagnostic information is another, and just our ability to be able to do voice and vision-based help. Those are part of what resonates with success for us.
Yeah, thank you for joining this
You're
episode
welcome.
of AI Spotlight Show. Probably we can schedule another section where you guys can do a live product demo of the product itself.
Look forward to
Thank you
it.
so much.
Okay.
Yeah, this brings us to the end of this episode of AI Spotlight Show. I believe that Gidr.ai is actually an innovative technology, most especially for industries that usually have field workers and field engineers. And this is most especially for field service management. And based on the solution that they provide, I think it will help field engineers to be able to answer some hard questions that when they find themselves on the field that they will not be able to answer. Now, some of the capabilities with this AI technology is the ability to upload, take pictures of images, and once you do that, the AI technology will be able to provide some suggestion on what next step to do for the field engineers. Thank you for joining this episode of AI Spotlight Show. My name still remains Henry Onowale.
Thank you so much.